this episode of the Shadow Chronicles, we remove the old fuel tank, replace it with a new tank, new pump, sending unit, and filter. This means the little Shadow will have a completely new fuel system from tank to injector. First, we removed the filler neck after dropping the tank slightly. The section that was unpainted and in the tank was quite rusty, but we could remove this with a wire brush on the bench grinder and reuse this part. Next, we pumped out all the old fuel before dropping the tank.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand back. Oh shit, that's working good.
Not only had insects made a home on the tank, but the inside was quite rusty. It's a little hard to see, but it was pretty bad, so we elected to buy a new tank. But not before removing all the factory protective padding. Here is the new Dorman tank and our refurbished straps. We were quite impressed with the Dorman tank. It has a nice coating inside and out, which should alleviate any future rust problems. Here, I'm applying some synthetic grease to the fuel pump O-ring seal before installing into the tank. Carefully feed the pump through the opening with the strainer towards the bottom. Feed your wires through. Make sure the pump is properly seated. Install your lock ring, pressing firmly to get it started under the 3 tabs. Then gently tap clockwise until it locks into position. Here's a look at the pump installed into the tank. Now onto the sending unit. Notice these slots towards the top of the opening and these tabs on the sending unit. It can only go in one direction. Carefully insert it into the tank. Once into position, you'll get your lock ring. Press down and get it started under these tabs. And then, just like the fuel pump, carefully tap it clockwise until it locks into position. Note that I also applied some synthetic grease to this seal as well. This one has a little room to move around, so after it's locked into position, you may want to center it up. Here's a look at the installed sending unit. Next up is the fuel filler neck seal. You'll definitely want to apply a small amount of grease to this one, then press firmly into the opening until it's fully seated all the way around. All that's left now is the vent tube to the charcoal canister. And here is our completed fuel tank with all components installed, including the original factory padding glued into position. Here's the new tank installed into the Shadow. We did add some foam rubber under the straps to protect the painted surfaces. And we had to bend this flange up at the front to clear the bodywork. So you may want to compare your old tank to the new one and make any necessary adjustments before attempting the install. You can also see our new fuel filter here. I promise in the next episode we will get this thing up and running, so please stay tuned and thanks for watching.